Welcome back people. Let's learn about Bootstrap cards in this video. You would have seen many websites with pricing information or subscription information in it. This is one of the common use of cards. Let's go to Bootstrap examples. Here we have pricing example, and as you can see they have used 3 cards, one for free, one for pro and one for enterprise. Let's inspect this page. Here you have a small arrow, click on it. If you hover over the pricing cards, you can see all these cards are placed within a div. The div has a class card deck. So let's see what's inside the div. We have 3 more divs with the class card in it. So let's go to code play. Also before that we will copy this div. All you have to do is click on the div and press on copy element. Go to code play and paste it here. Now let's run this. So now we have 3 pricing cards in code play, but as you can see it is stacked up one below the other. You can customize this to whatever you want. Now let's look at Bootstrap documentation. Here we have a component called card. So what is a card? A card is nothing but a flexible and extensible container, which includes option for header and footer. A variety of content can be housed inside a card. So here is an example. You can have an image at the top, title, text and button at the bottom. So now let's head back to code play and create a card from scratch. So first we will clear this. We are going to create a div with the class card in it. With the class card. Inside the div we are going to create a header and a footer. We can also create a card body. First let's create a header. Let's copy this. Create 2 more divs. One is for the body and one is for footer. So let's change it to body and the next one is footer. Now let's run this. As you can see we have 3 div and the header and footer are colored differently. It is slightly gray when compared to the body. You can also see the card is taking up the whole width of the screen. We can change the width by adding a style width as 18 rem to the div with the class card. So now as you can see the card takes up only 18 rem and not the whole width of the screen. Even if you change, it only takes up 18 rem. You can also use the grid system for the cards to make it more responsive if you are planning to use more than one card in a single row. If you don't know what grid layout system is, take a look at Grid Layout System Part 1 and Part 2 videos and a Bootstrap playlist to understand this better. I will add a link in the video cards. Now let's go back to the documentation. On the right side we have something called the grid markup. So let's look at using grid markup. The grid system can be used to size the cards and make them responsive. So let's try changing the size of the example pricing page. So this is a laptop size or the desktop size. When you go any further to a tablet size, you can see only the third card moves down, but it takes the entire width of the screen and the other 2 cards share 50% of the width. When you move to a mobile size, let's move to a mobile size now. Now all 3 cards take up 100% of the width of the screen. Let's see how this works. Let's go back to the code play. We already know that we need a row for the grid system to work. So what we will do is create a div with the class row. Inside this we are going to create another div and give it a class of column. We will give it a class column large 4. which means it takes up 1/3 of the screen size when in desktop size. So inside this div, we are going to copy the previous div with the class card header. Now we will add another div and give it a class of column large 4th. Now copy this and create another div. So I forgot to copy the body, so the body should be along with the header, so we will copy the body as well. We don't need a footer for this one, so we will delete this for now. So let's name it header 1 and body 1. Now what we will do is create 3 of these. All we have to do is copy this and put it inside the body of these two things. And afterwards we have to change the numbers. This is header 2 and body 2, and the next one is header 3 and body 3. Now let's run this. So what we forgot here is we have to add the div with the class card width. So now we have 3 cards in laptop or desktop size. So now we will add another class called md and 6. We will add this class only to the first 2 cards md and 6. So now let's run this. When we are in desktop or laptop size, we have 3 cards on the same row. When you move to a tablet size, you have 2 cards in the first row and the third one takes up the entire width of the screen. When you move to a mobile size, all 3 cards take up the entire width of the screen. So I hope you would have understood how to use cards in your website. I hope you would have liked the video. Thank you for watching. Do like, share and subscribe to Supporting Tech.